Hello and welcome to the Family Law Cafe podcast. My name's Rachael and I today have taken over but been joined by the entire Family Law Cafe team. So I'm going to ask them all to introduce themselves. I'll start with Mrs. Claus.
Hello, I'm Joanna. You might recognise me in a past life as someone that ran Family Law Cafe. Today I'm the fun Mother Christmas, here to assist and advise as always.
Amazing.
Hi, Shepsi. I'm head of customer services at Family Law Cafe.
I'm Varja and I'm operations manager, and I catch things that fall through the cracks.
Amazing.
Hi, I'm Debbie and I'm an expediter at Family Law Cafe, where I assist Joanna with all sorts of legal matters and also dealing with clients.
Oh, this is so exciting to have the entire Family Law Cafe team here today and to get you guys all in this festive spirit with us. So, shall we start with, over the festive period, how people can get in touch with you and what that could mean for their families?
Well, I'll start. So we don't hesitate to email us, call us. If you are a customer, you have the online case base and that never closes. So, I'm not saying that we're just going to get up from the Christmas dinner. You probably won't want to hear from us on Christmas Day, but we're always available. That's the whole point of Family Law Cafe. It is 24-hour service. So always here. And hopefully most people don't start worrying about their family law problem on Christmas Day. But if that is the case, post it on our case base, email us.
And can people reach in on Instagram as well?
On Instagram,
Twitter,
on Twitter, X, wherever you get your social media from.
Amazing. So the team are always on hand and, you guys are really responsive on socials and things like that. Are you seeing the response on socials really coming forward?
Well, as me and Joanna was just discussing earlier, usually during Christmas time is when we don't get as many inquiries, because we can understand it's also quite a festive season and people try to avoid conflict during this period of time, and they would kind of postpone any sort of proceedings after Christmas to kind of come to us only after. So during this time it's a bit quiet, I would say, but it's just ongoing issues that we would deal with as well, current clients.
So do the courts close down at this time of year as well?
They do. They close over the Christmas period, especially the higher level of court. So if you have a problem, you better be, getting it into court now, because there's always this big rush, as a barrister, they often go down to sort out Christmas contacts, to try and get things in place now. Don't wait, because the courts do close, and particularly solicitors' offices as well. They pretty much close that whole Christmas week, and so it isn't the time to get help in person. So
So for those who have obviously got cases with you that are ongoing, like you say, you've got this incredible case space available, and this is a good time for them to maybe sit down, regroup, make sure they're ready for the new year, and also then to actually just pause it and enjoy that family time together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, try to. I mean, it can be a really difficult time of year. If you're going through a family law issue, then I would say, if it's not the best time, try to sort of make arrangements and think about, if the children, for example, aren't with you, think of something that you could do that's really fun. Maybe the children aren't with you this year. Maybe you want to take the time to have a short break somewhere, a holiday, something that you would remember, or see friends that you haven't seen. Everyone's different. Some people might want to be on their own, but I would actually say try to think of a way that you're not on your own, you're not brooding, to do something positive for yourself.
So thinking along those lines of that Christmas festivity and positivity, can you guys give us some ideas? What do you get up to at Christmas? Have you got a cool tradition that you love to do?
I'll start first. Well, the thing is, I'm from Malaysia and we don't necessarily celebrate Christmas.
Okay.
It's not a big festivity that everyone in Malaysia would actually celebrate. We have other festivities that we celebrate, like Chinese New Year. I guess I'm Malaysian Chinese, so we celebrate Chinese New Year. It's a massive thing. And then we have the Hari Raya, we call it, which is Eid.
Oh, yeah.
Because majority of population is Malay. And then we have Deepavali, because we have Indians. as one of our major race as well in Malaysia. So Christmas is not a big thing, but we do malls. We have a lot of malls, and they would have all this really great Christmas decorations that people would just go for pictures.
Yeah.
Or even get I was just speaking to Shepsi about it, that we don't sell real Christmas trees like here. So it's like fake Christmas trees that people to buy to decorate their home. So I do that as well with my family. And yeah, that's about it. And just have dinner at a nice restaurant, maybe.
Fab.
For Christmas.
I love that. So we have to talk about Chinese New Year like later down. And Varja, what about you?
Yeah, and interestingly, I'm from Estonia, but my family is Russian, so I grew up in a Russian household. So New Year's is like the big event for us. So we don't do really Christmas in December, but it's my sister's birthday on the 24th. So we tend to do something around that time of year. But yeah, for me, the biggest celebration is the New Year's. But I have taken on board the Christmas tradition in this country, because I do like the sit down traditional meal, and whether I do it with friends or family, I do kind of appreciate that tradition.
I love that. So do you have any traditions for New Year to bring in something for New Year?
Yes, I think it's mostly like getting together, having a table full of food. So you start quite early in in the night, and literally there should be enough food to last you until like the midnight. So
That's my plans for New Year. I know where I'm going. And what about you, Shepsi?
Well, I always, but no offense, Debbie, I always buy a real Christmas tree because I love the smell when you come in. You know, there's just nothing like that sort of fresh pine scent. And I like decorating the tree. I do like doing that. So I always buy a real one. And on Christmas Day itself, I always, before we all have our big meal, I like to go for a run, like get the appetite up.
Wow.
So yeah, get a real tree and do some exercise and have a bit of fun.
And are you one to keep on top of the pine needles, or do you just let them collect there all Christmas and then do a big sweep?
That's a good question. I do it as I go. Yeah,
You're good.
every day when I come in, I see them collect on the floor, just sweep them up, and spread them around a little bit more so the scent carries on.
Can you tell I'm an artificial tree person?
Oh yeah, sorry. Nothing against anyone that wants to buy a.
I spray it with a spritz. But, you know.
Yeah, that's good.
And what about yourself, Joanna?
I think it's that mixture of getting outside. So this year the plan is to go sea swimming.
Wow.
Yeah, or meeting at midday.
You're not going to wear that though.
I might do.
Gets cold.
So that's just going to be so cool, literally. So
Literally.
Cool. So yeah, meeting with a bunch of people to go swimming, and then just the big meal, the presents. I'm sorry, I'm insane about presents because I start buying early, thinking, well, I do two things: I buy early and I buy late, and so that means that I just do that massive rush around because I love that idea. You go shopping on Christmas Eve. And they start discounting for the sales.
Yeah.
So often I just get all my presents on Christmas Eve. I just go out and I come back with 8 bags.
next year.
But because I've always already got presents because I've been buying, from about September or so. And I just end up having so many presents and it's happened that I found them like months later where someone just hasn't opened them because there've been so many presents that I just go over the top.
Oh yeah, I did one of those where I bought myself a present from myself and then hid it because I really wanted this like nice watch, and I was like, oh, I'll give that to Ben to give to me, and I hid it in an airing cupboard and found it 4 months later. I was like,
nice.
So-
And Rachel, we didn't say you are behind the team that does these podcasts.
Yeah, one half of it, the other half's still dabbling and pressing buttons and doing things like that.
So we know podcasts without you.
Oh no! And thank you for having me. I mean, it was a lovely honour, and it is an honour to be on the show and take over.
Yeah. I like this group vibe as well. I think we might do more of this with the podcast, get more people on, so 3 or 4 at a time.
I love it. I see Ben like, okay.
I said this is the whole team, but there there are, as you know,
Yeah.
numerous others who just do different things with Family Law Cafe, and we have our whole network. But this is like a core team, so I'm glad we're
Yeah.
getting together. And if anyone hadn't noticed, our lovely merchandise.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, I've stolen a lot of it today. I was like, if I'm coming on, I want
Yeah.
it all.
That looks
So
great.
thank you
Yeah,
very
yeah,
much.
yeah.
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 I got a bag
Cozy.
to take all my goodies home as well. So, you know, yeah, absolutely loving the merch. And is this available? People can get hold of this?
Well, if you come to Family Law Cafe, you will get a goodie bag. If you come on a podcast, we actually, funny story. The last podcast, she said, oh, you know, because I was wearing my sweatshirt. And, well, yeah, can I? I said, oh yes, we'll get one for you. And then Ben, who was videoing, sort of made the joke, yes, and it's $49.99. And so went to the office to get her the bag of merchandise, and she said, where do I pay? And she had a card out. It's like, I missed a business trick there. So,
Listen again.
so
Ben was following with a card machine. I don't know where
if
that
anyone would
goes.
like a sweatshirt, do contact us. So the sweatshirts are for ourselves, but yes, so they're obviously very popular. And we have our notebooks and our hot and cold water bottles and our bags. So the more people would like them, do contact us. Just get the word out.
Absolutely. So thinking about merch, that's been something you've brought in this year. I mean, how far has Family Law Cafe come this year?
That's one for Varja.
Very far. I think it's been a really exciting rebranding process, and we did pull together like a winning team, really great creatives. The in-house team were contributing in terms of creating the visuals, and yeah, it's been an incredible process, and I feel the final product is just so representative of what Family Law Cafe does, and yeah, I think we couldn't have had a better result.
I'm really happy with it. And lots of people have said, oh, you know, now they seem to get what I had this in my head, but I obviously just pushed ahead and just, we had this logo which someone suggested when they did my first website. But this time we sat down in about February and thought it through and had discussions and how we wanted to present ourselves. So I'm really happy with it.
It's amazing.
I think for me, it's like, because I joined, like, you know, pretty recent, I would say end of August. And it was literally when all the rebranding is happening. And I was honored enough to kind of be there to witness all of it actually changing from the old Family Law Cafe to the new Family Law Cafe. So that was really exciting for me. And I just loved being part of the process. So that was like pretty new, you know, I was like, oh, I'm part of this. And I think fell in love a little bit more of what I was doing as well. And yeah, so I really loved the whole rebrand.
I think one thing what I love about Family Law Cafe is the fact that every supplier becomes like a family member.
Yeah.
So it's
You're in the family now.
yeah, it's not just
Yeah.
about hiring somebody to do a job. The people that do come on board, they become such a like integral part of who we are and how we move into the future. So yeah, it's that's what I love about it.
It's definitely a winning thing with family law, because if you people don't really have a high bar, because I think what they're offered, I just don't think is that great. That's my honest opinion. So when we're just pleasant and do our job and, you know, look after people, which is what we're here for, people want to be part of our team. They want to help us. And this whole rebrand came out of one of our customers saying, you know, we could look at this, and that's what's really nice. It's not just a commercial transaction. People like what we're doing. They want to be part of it. And that's really exciting.
It's amazing to see everybody get involved. And like you say, yeah, this is a core team, but there's such an extensive team, and family, I think, is exactly the right word that describes not only what you do, but actually your value that you bring. And that is incorporated in so much you do as well.
And I think I've just do a quick push for the podcast, and booking guests has been the easiest job ever. Everybody just wants to come and support what we do, and I mean, it makes my life super easy, but at the same time, it's always so good to hear like this really positive, warm feedback about, you know, the business and how Joanna operates and how she provides the service, and it's incredible. It's really, really nice and comforting to hear what type of reputation we have out there.
Yeah, and we've got, exciting things to come, haven't we? I think we've got some exciting guests coming up. We've got really, really, I can't wait to talk to them all.
Can you talk about specifically some of the guests, or is it under wraps for now?
Just watch the space. Got one in particular that I'm just
Yeah.
Fangirling on.
so excited about. And everyone keep watching this space, because you're going to hear the best information you can hear about family law from the guests on here. There's all sorts of people out there, but we really believe in what we do. We want to make a difference. We want to make a change. So people are picking up on that. And I think the rebrand showed people this is what we're about.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of people out there who think the family law system isn't good enough, and they do want to be part of trying to change it. I know that, we have to work within the system. I get that, but there are definitely things that we can improve.
What do you think needs improving? Like, if you had to think,
I think the administration is just really poor. I'm sorry. I know they're good. There's really good people that work in the system, but I suppose it's a bit like the NHS. I'm going to say that they're fantastic people, fantastic nurses and doctors, but the way things are run isn't always the best. That's my view. The process. And I'm all about process. That's my thing. So I'm trying to say to people, come to us, we'll give you better process. But often then they're let down by the poor process in court. They might have to wait 5 months for a hearing. To me, that's not good enough. And I can think of ways that could be sorted out. And I'm passionate about that. So I hope that does change.
And this is that platform, isn't it? Is ultimately it's coming on here, and a platform you're giving so many people within the industry of law to come on and say, come on, we can band together and we can make this process better. And you are being seen and heard and listened to as well. And I
hope so.
There are amazing steps.
And, you don't have to agree with us, but we will put a point of view, which is system needs to be better, because my belief is that there are many good lawyers and they're working in the system, making a very good living, and they don't really have the confidence or the desire for change. I've been in the system for, since 92, I've been a family lawyer, and I just didn't want to carry on with that. It's been since 2012, I just had this idea of offering something different. And you can't just moan about things. You do have to try and do what you can, if you can. That's what I think.
So with that in mind, what is the vision?
The vision?
For 2025, but beyond as well.
Yeah, so the vision is to just get this to more people. I want more people to know about us. You don't have to use us, but, have a look at what we do, see if it's for you, and have a chat with us. Any time you're in the family justice system, just try and think that, if you don't have to just accept what's happening. You can have a plan, you can get a team together and try to get the best result. And that's all we're about, process. And I want to bring this into other areas of law as well. Amazing. Not just family law.
Shepsi, what about your role, like within Family Law Cafe? How is that going to grow, and how can people help and support that grow for you?
That's a great question. I think how it works at the moment is I'm sort of maybe one of the first team members that people talk to. So I'm getting to know specifically what their issue is. It's taking the time to actually listen to them systematically and go through everything. And then usually what happens is that information's passed over to a legal expert, and then we discuss, how we can help them. Then that's pitched to them. And then we offer, a price or a subscription to take them forward. And then how can it grow? I guess maybe as the team grows, we can employ more people to do that role, so we can help more and more people. So if there's other individuals that want to do a similar role, I could maybe oversee that. Mm-hmm. And, the more people we have on board, the more people we can help. So that's how it could potentially grow.
Amazing. We're going to need a lot more mics for a bigger team one.
Yes.
I just would actually say to lawyers, if you're thinking, let's try and do something a bit more fulfilling and make a difference, just come and join us.
Yeah.
We need more lawyers.
They
have to be the right ones.
That's exactly what I was thinking, that we're always looking for disruptors and professionals that do want to make a change in the space. So even if we're not advertising, we're always open to a conversation. Joanna networks a lot. You can find her at various conferences, which we'll try and promote maybe more actively on social media, but do come up and reach out, because we always look for strong voices and, strong-willed professionals that do want to make a change in the space.
Amazing. So with that all in mind, we've got New Year's resolutions and things also coming up. Are you looking to set New Year's goals and resolutions?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start here. I start thinking about them now, actually. I feel that this period, this 6-week lead in, we're recording this prior to Christmas, but this period is a time for thinking and just letting it gestate, just think. And I don't think you have to spring into action and change your life on the 1st of January. It should be a continual process, but it should be thinking, what are my general aims? Where do I want to go? And using this time for lots of sort of self-care, making sure that you are refreshed and renewed, a little bit of hibernation, and then start coming out. I think January is just a month. Just use that month to come through and start with your goals. But I'm always goal setting.
That moment, isn't it, of like coming into the new year in that light and waking up.
Yeah, I don't think you should make it brutal though. I mean, I think you have to be really thoughtful about what you want to do. So I'm always setting targets for myself. Sometimes I set too many. And my biggest thing is to try and think, okay, I did a really good job there, and just slow down a bit, because otherwise I'm always just shooting for the moon. And, sometimes you need to celebrate your wins as well.
Absolutely. Fab. What about yourself?
I think
no pressure.
I think I always aim to do better than I did the year before. So constantly refining my skill set, trying to learn from the people around me, being around professionals from different walks of life. There's always something that could be learned, and just constantly learn about also your team, who you work with, how to work with them better. So I think my maybe professional goal for next year is just get to know the team even better and see how we can make things work more efficiently with the mindset and personalities that we do have on the team, because everybody's got a strength, everybody's got a weakness. So let's play to everybody's strengths and allow Joanna to do well what she does well, and take some pressure off in areas maybe that she doesn't want to maybe deal with.
Well, yeah, for me it's more of because I just started, and obviously I want to learn. Like, I have so much more to learn from Joanna herself, and a lot of people that I'm able to get in touch with because of my position here, and I'm absolutely honored, the podcast guests, or even just speaking to people. And my aim is always to be uncomfortable, because I think that's the only way that I can grow. Like, I don't like being constantly in a comfortable position. I just like to get out of my comfort zone, and I think that's the best way for me to learn things, yeah, just be better and learn more. I think be humble. Yeah.
Any New Year's resolutions for you, Shepsi?
Just to grow the business, grow the team, work harder, have fun. All the positive things that you can think of. Yeah.
Amazing.
Anything I've left?
What about you, Rachel?
So I think we've spoken about actually speaking a lot more. So, we've started our podcast, and doing things like this is incredible. But I actually love being on stage as well. So we had an opportunity to be on stage, and I kind of got that bug. So I'd like to be speaking on more stages.
What's the name of your podcast you're doing?
Be the hero of your brand.
Oh, cool. Oh, nice.
So yeah, it goes with
Very
our
cool.
comic book theme and heroic theme that we have for our business. But yeah, we're all about. I think that's why we align so well with Family Law Cafe. Is our family's involved. We are a husband and wife team, but our children are also involved in the business. So our youngest is now a roaming reporter and comes to networking events and actually interviews people. So he's like, "I'm 10. If I want to do your job, what do I do?" And I'm like, and asks all the questions I want to ask as an adult, but we're not allowed to. So yeah, ours is similar thing, like build that family business, but with people who we bring into our family as well.
So I think in a nutshell, 2025 is all about growth.
Yeah.
We're all going together.
Yeah.
It's the best way, isn't it? Collaboration all the way.
And so I'm thinking of people that are watching this and what our thoughts are about what they should be thinking, if they are in a family law case, how should they be approaching Christmas and problems that there might be with a separated family. Any thoughts? Debbie? Put you on the spot.
Well, I can understand that this is a really difficult time, especially sometimes arrangements, they would make it like, okay, this year is with the mother and an alternate year is like with the father. So it's like the whole Christmas itself, it's without your own child, and that must be absolutely devastating. And what we would like to provide the support is like we have the online case base. They're always free to dial in, speak to us and leave a comment, even on the case base to let us know any updates and how they're feeling. Because I think my role itself requires a lot of empathy and also really just being patient with them, understanding that these people are going through a really difficult time and they're absolutely vulnerable. And I think just being there, listening to them actually helps a lot. And that's all I can say, and being able to help them as who I am in this role. And I think just being understanding and sympathetic, that would help them a lot. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I've heard both Joanna and Debbie on the phone to the callers, and there's a lot of empathy and compassion, and I think a lot of it's even harder around this time of year because it's just it's a time where you do spend time with family, and you don't want to find yourself alone in cold December, surrounded by Christmas lights.
You may be missing someone because it's a time when you think of people who are no longer with you, and it's all, we've all got to be so happy, and sometimes I just think it's not the law. It's not the law to be happy. You can not just be feel.
You're allowed to feel those emotions.
Of course.
Yeah.
And this sort of hype around Christmas, it's just scary, really. Also, and now with social media and everyone, presenting as if they have the perfect life. It's just not true.
And I think it's having the permission to actually be sad around this time of year it's okay. It's
okay not to be okay.
Yeah, and it's finding that community, isn't it? And you're building communities of people and that you can reach out to through some of the guests that you've had. They have communities as well. So if anyone is ever worried or like you say, feeling vulnerable and just doesn't know how to manage that, they can reach out on socials to Family Law Cafe. And if it's not your team, you have such a collaborative team alongside
We'll
you.
always know someone that can help. Yeah.
Sorry, what I will say as well, if someone messages in, it's a real person on the other end of the line. It's not a chatbot or an AI.
Yeah, I just will not go down that route.
No.
Automation's great, but we're real people on the other end of the line. So
amazing.
I think that's
probably
really
helps people.
That's a really big point. That I've just offered this every day. I get an email about automation, and automation's fine for things that are not to do with real people. But I think that everyone wants authenticity. They want to speak to a person.
Yeah.
And AI isn't going to replace that anytime soon.
No, it supports, like you say, those processes, but actually it's you guys sat there picking up the phone, answering the emails, helping with the case space and things like that really does differ you from any other sort.
And every family is different. Every situation is different. You might think that you know it and you've seen it before and there are similar patterns of behaviour, but every single situation is different. So it's not going to happen anytime soon. There's going to be no replacement for people.
Amazing. So I think that we are wrapping up for the Family Law Cafe festive podcast episode.
A good pun.
It's like I'd heard it before. So I think the whole team want to wish everybody a very safe and happy Christmas and New Year, and we wish you much, much festivity and happiness over this time.
And a fantastic New Year. you know, after Christmas, and sometimes it might be a quiet time, and then to look forward to all the things you're going to look forward to in the next exciting year. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Thank you.